So this is one of my news sources for progressive news. You know, my daily YouTube playlist full of all kinds of progressive stuffs. And he's a satirist, so I see his stuff in This Is Satire first, but then it shows up in my subscriptions on YouTube. So whatever's over here. So I think this is hilarious, and I think I'll cover it for Progressive Democratic Party Headquarters News. Very professional, by the way.
Good evening, viewers, and welcome back to a new edition of My Minute Minute. Tonight we bring you a story out of Bayville, New Jersey, home of the Bayville dinosaur, which has been a staple in the community for over 80 years. Throughout the years, the dinosaur has fallen victim to automobile accidents, vandalism, and mischief. In 2015, the dinosaur had reached such an extreme level of decay that the prehistoric monstrosity was taken out of commission to be repaired. Monies obtained through donations coordinated by the Berkeley Township Historical Society were set aside to begin restoration. Shannon McDonald was contracted to begin repairs in late 2015. It's now 2018, and the prestigious dinosaur continues to remain in disarray. To better bring us the scoop, let's reach out to Gerb, who's waiting patiently just outside the Dino headquarters in this edition of Garden State Gerb Investigates. Young Gerb, haven't seen your goat in quite some time. What's good with you?
Yes, John, I've been preoccupied doing some doggy styling at Delilah's Den. Got the Krabby Patty special. But besides that, all is well.
Good to hear. Anywho, what dirt did you dig up regarding the Bayville dinosaur situation?
This guy's funny, but I don't know about all the perversions. But he's a funny guy.
Well, John, after reaching out to a few key players in the debacle, it's pretty evident that I have entered the Bayville blame game.
Now, what exactly is the Bayville blame game?
The Bayville blame game is essentially a sport of the quickest index finger. The goal of the sport is for each player to finish with the least amount of index fingers pointed at them. The player who finishes with the most fingers pointed succumbs to any and all fallout, litigations, fines, and jail time.
Now, that's quite the Olympic sport. Who's currently in the lead?
Well, John, it's hard to say who's ahead. The former artist, Miss McDonald, a former Howell native who now seeks shelter in eastern Pennsylvania, is currently trailing in the polls.
And can you tell us what role the Historical Society had in this process?
The Historical Society served as an intermediary resource which raised funds for the Dino Restore back in 2015 and utilized volunteers to coordinate schedules and dates for the dinosaur's owner, the artist, transportation, supplies to work in harmony. At some point, the means of communication became too antiquated to keep up with the modern process.
Really fascinating, Gerb. Is there anything more you'd like to add on the artist?
Well, John, the latest word on the street is that Miss Old MacDonald escaped to the Triassic Age, where she is giving out T-Rex tug jobs and fondling Licuranosaurus poontang.
Well, thank you, Gerb, for your in-depth report.
I've been Gerb, reporting live outside the dumping site.
Now, as Gerb lightly summed up, the dinosaur renovation process is in its 4th year with little to show. Here's a photo timeline of what the dinosaur has looked like over the years. While a new artist has been appointed by the property owners, residents are still skeptical on the project completion. We will follow up with any developments in this story. Be sure to tune in next week for more news. As always, I'm John Edmonds. Good night.
A lack of empathy and grandiosity, a clear thirst for power and control, and a naturally occurring indifference to humane morals and treatment of others.
That bastard.
Okay. So I really like his stuff. And I include all of his segments in Democratic Party headquarters. If you don't know, and I changed the name, so I might as well show you here. Now it's Progressive Democratic Party headquarters, so there's no more confusion. I mean, I guess I'm not allowed to call myself a Democrat, because then I'm a dirty establishment Democrat. I mean, what person out there hasn't gotten the memo? Progressive Democrats are not, they just stole the name. They're not Democrats. The people who call themselves Democrats, we're the Democrats. Progressive Democrats. We've always been the Democrats. Yeah, a lot of us are now Green Party and Democratic Socialist Party, but they'll all come back. They'll all come back when we kick all these fucking losers out of our party. So anyway, so that's what, so I changed the name, and well, go back there for a second. So every day, see now this in announcements is my segments where I do things in particular. So like this is my latest one. You have to say see all, like that, if you want to go back and see all the episodes that I have. And I only have ones from before they arrested me, or after they arrested me on here. All the ones from before they arrested me I'm gonna repost, but I didn't want them using my my old news shows against me, because what they're doing to me is a persecution, not a prosecution. I didn't threaten anybody over the phone, which is what they're claiming I did. It's just total bullshit. I was talking to my car cam, they'd put me on hold. I didn't even know they were listening. So I wasn't talking to her, and yet they're claiming I threatened her life. Something about fighting words or something. I mean, it's archaic. It's, and I don't have to deal with Republicans and conservatives and assholes. So it's highly irregular for me to have to deal with them. And I think that's, that's part of it. I think there's some kind of karma where, these assholes, these conservatives, they just won't leave you alone. I mean, I just get up every day and I like to talk on YouTube and Facebook with people who are like-minded with me. But no, they can't just leave me alone to do that. They can't leave me to my progressive Democratic Party headquarters news and my friends. No, that's not good enough for them. They've got to throw me in jail and treat me like I'm some kind of terrorist and all this kind of shit. Oh, brother, right? I mean, it sucks, right? It sucks having to share the planet with them. And that's what they hate so much about me, that I point out that what a bunch of fuckheads they are. So anyway, in here John says, Martin, the butthurt people responsible for the lost donations money are not happy about my report, laugh my ass off. And I say, do I need to point out the obvious? A little bit of elbow grease and some plaster of Paris, and no more giving money to assholes. There's the solution. I mean, the thing's not a Da Vinci. It's a piece of shit junk from the look of it. On the other hand, there's always the dump. I do make good comments.